Sup everyone, I'm your female otaku, and I'm here to review episode 10 of Boku Dake ga Inai Machi. And I know a lot of you anime-onlys are extremely disappointed or pissed about this episode, for it was revealed that Yashiro-sensei is the killer, which of course was obvious. Now, I'm just happy that I did my part as a manga reader, as a reviewer, and that is to make you guys think, because I really didn't want you guys to be so incredibly disappointed when you saw this episode. I wanted to make this anime even more fun for you guys by making you guys guess even more. Because, you know, it was just so obvious. From the very beginning, it was so obvious that Yashiro-sensei was the killer. And I wanted you guys to have fun with it. So I kept throwing you off. I kept on saying how, like, maybe Sawada is the killer. Or I kept on pointing out all the good stuff Yashiro-sensei did. And last week, I even said to expect surprises. So I hoped that I did something to make you think a little more so that when the reveal finally came, you weren't so disappointed. That's all I hope for. Now, of course, this is also the manga's biggest flaw as well. The anime and the manga share the biggest flaw, and that is the killer was so obvious. It was so easy. It's barely a mystery. However, what still makes Boku Dake ga Inai Machi really fun to watch is the suspense. It's not just the killer, it's the things that the killer does. Okay, so the reveal of the killer was extremely easy, and we almost all of us knew it from the beginning. But at least the journey to that was a lot of fun. And there were still unexpected things, such as when Satoru ended up failing the first time and went back over to 2006. None of you expected that unless if you were a manga reader. So no, Boku Dake ga Inai Machi is not a masterpiece. Manga readers, we knew that from the very start. When people were, you know, voting this on like top 5 on my anime list, I can't tell you, the manga readers and I, we were just dumbfounded. Like, how? How? Okay, and I'm sure some of you anime-onlys were also like, how, since, you know, it's not even over yet. But now I'm pretty sure all that BS will stop and you know, it'll stop passing Hunter x Hunter and all the other anime that's rated top 10 on my anime list. But anyway, enough about the killer. Let's just focus more on what else happened with this episode. So I was talking to the manga readers for the past couple of weeks on how I was really hoping they would rush things, and I know some anime-onlys, when they heard that there was about 17 more chapters left to be adapted, the anime-onlys were kind of worrying for us manga readers, but no. Us manga readers, we were hoping that they would rush, and they did that. I believed about 4 chapters were adapted this episode. It's been a while. It's been since like January to December since I read this, but after Hinazuki's mother gets arrested, the rest of the chapters, they weren't as dense, they weren't as content heavy, or as thought-provoking. So I'm really glad that they rushed things, and they actually cut out something, which I was okay that they cut it out because it would have been awkward. Because you see, when Satoru was saying goodbye to, you know, Kenya, Hiromi, and all his other friends, Hinazuki, she was actually back. Yeah, she was back over at the town with the rest of the gang. So it would have been completely off if they did that, since, you know, she just left last week, so having her come back this week would have been weird. And about a month has passed since then. I was really happy that they rushed a lot of things with this episode and focused heavily on the reveal part, and they did the reveal part really well. I love the tension that was done during that scene. So yes, one of the few cases where rushing was good. You know, the part where they were trying to befriend Aya. And then at the end of the episode, we see Yashiro-sensei trapping Satoru in one of his decoy cars and drowning him. Now, I know some of you guys, you think you know what's gonna happen next. Let's think of the two obvious things you'll expect. I'm not saying that these obvious things are right or wrong, once again, as I did last week. The two obvious things you anime onlys are thinking that's gonna happen is that he gets saved at the last minute, or he dies. I'm not saying that any of these two assumptions are correct or not. In fact, this time, I'm not gonna say anything at all and end it right here. So keep thinking that after this reveal, things are gonna become more and more obvious. Keep thinking that. But it's like I said last week as well. Expect some surprises, some mind games. Just expect that. Expect the unexpected, as they say. The only thing I have to say to the manga readers is that, and don't worry, anime onlys, this isn't a spoiler thing, is that chapter 41 and 42 are translated. All we're waiting for is chapter 43, and then we can fully discuss the manga. And to think that the anime ends in just 2 more episodes. Catch me later as I review Assassination Classroom Season 2. I'm your female otaku, Sayonara.